So welcome back. Apologies for the delay in getting some films out. It's been very busy and frankly it's also progressing significantly slower than I'd expected. But we do have a few different films stacked up now and that covers other things Bentley wise and Rolls Royce wise, as well as the Find Bentley. What I'm going to show here is how we're getting some of the metal that we need to replace some of the rusty bits on the big white one. So this is either an S1 I'm thinking, or a silver cloud one. From the shape of the air intakes, but correct me if I'm wrong. And the shaped bits of metal that we specifically need are pretty good. So that's the sills, outer sills, and the rear wings. There is still rust on this body, but it's nowhere near as bad as the big white Bentley. The aim is to chop out the corners pretty much, or certainly the sides and the back corners, and then stitch that into the big white Bentley in its place, and therefore make it significantly more solid than it is now. So we took the doors off. If you need a door, then leave a comment. Boot wise as well, that came off. It's an aluminium boot, so that's fairly easy. There were some decent hinges on there as well, which I certainly don't need. What we then did was started with grinders, and you'll see why I come back to the grinding comment, but we started chopping the roof off. So there's a separate film I'm going to put up in a bit, which is what happens if you take a 4-inch chop to a Rolls Royce or Bentley roof, because I think it looks pretty good, but that's not what we're going to cover here. The roof, as you can see, has got a aftermarket sunroof glass paneling, so it's pretty much scrap. It's not great. Once the roof was off, we then started doing front to back or longitudinal slices to try and get the sides apart so we can chuck the middle away. And it's chopping through the steel boot, and then there's reinforcers underneath. There's random bits of other metal as well, so it's a bit of a pain, but working through that. We had a slight challenge, and as the name of the channel suggests, all the gear. I don't really have much idea about how to do half the stuff, so the grinding discs weren't my friend. One shattered, and as you can see, as it pauses in a minute, went into my thumb. So that's me looking at my bloodied hand. This is the glove where I managed to sever the entire thumb off, and we had to go to A&E and have some stitches. And after that, I bought a reciprocating saw. So that's what you're seeing here, which went through like a knife through butter, to be honest. So it was absolutely fantastic. What we're doing is chopping the middle out. Sides will come off very soon. Once the sides are off, they're still quite heavy. I then need to cut it into quarters because A, it's heavy, and B, we had to shift it. Over the next weeks, hopefully I'll be able to get the body off the chassis, so I'm still filming that. It's taking a long time, so I've been taking the steering out, so I've already got the films of that already. I need to edit all that together and put that up. We've also got some of the places I've been over the last months where some of the Bentleys and Rolls Royces have been. But please keep watching, like and subscribe.